Ngito Baci etiero mfunkete yankpe mufonangan sitem Edika Ikong. In translation, today I'm going to teach you guys how to make Edika Ikong soup. Now I know a lot of us struggle with this particular soup because half the time when we're done, we're left with an ocean and vegetable. But I promise you, after this video, you're going to become a pro. So without wasting any more time, let's get cooking. First thing we're going to be doing is cooking the meat, and this is one of the most important steps. So the protein of choice for today is goat meat. Don't come for me. You and I know, we can both agree that goat meat is very, very flavorful, and it is perfect for making your soups. By the way, this is male goat. You can cut your goat meat into any size that works for you. I also have some shaki here. This has already been pre-cooked, but it is not 100% done. It's about 80%, so it's going to do the rest of the cooking with the goat's meat. I have here my cow skin, aka Ikong. And the reason why you want to cook all these things together is so, you know, they marry themselves and they release as much flavor into the stock as possible. I have here okoroko, and this is dried stockfish head. The head of the protein, cause of the brain, has more flavor, more aroma. Literally, it has more of everything in it. So when you're trying to get more from like a particular protein, go for the head. Okay, it's like the head of the goat's meat smells much stronger than the rest of the body. So same thing applies with the fish. In case you were wondering, why is it that they always use the head to cook? It's cheaper and it's packed with a lot more of the flavor. It's already been washed, by the way. This part is very important. Season your stock, season your meat. A lot of us do this thing where we just cook the meat with salt and seasoning, and you know, try it first, and if it doesn't work for you, by all means stick to what you've been doing. But I'm more than certain that it's going to work. So I have here some blended onions, and I also have here blended pepper and onion. So what I have here is red rodo, yellow rodo. So it's a combination of these two, and I'll say this is like a fire mix when you're trying to make any type of soup. Now the quantity of this pretty much depends on how spicy you want your soup to be. But I'm going to start small because this recipe is in 2 steps. So for now, this is more than enough to cook the meat. And my seasoning of choice for today is my Asun flavored, my Gino Asun flavored seasoning cube. So feel free to substitute for the Gino pepper chicken because that works perfectly as well. I'm not going to be using any salt because, like I said before, this already has sodium in it. But if you feel more comfortable or more confident using salt, by all means do that. You know, when they're teaching you and they say season to taste, season to suit your own taste buds. So if you want to use just one seasoning cube, by all means do that. Now that this is done, I'm going to be putting water in this. Now I know somebody will say, oh, how about you just allow the meat to cook in its own juices? And the reason why I don't necessarily have to do that here is because with this recipe and with what I'm doing, I'm going to be allowing this water that I am putting here cook down. It's going to cook and it's going to reduce until it is very thick. So what you're trying to achieve when you're letting the meat cook in its own juices and all, I'm still going to achieve that by allowing it to cook with the liquid that I'm putting in here until it reduces completely. So we're going to give this a mix. So in another 25 minutes, I expect that my goat's meat should be ready and it should have cooked down. So while this is cooking, we are going to prep the vegetable that we are using for this Edika Ikong soup. For Edika Ikong, you need 2 major vegetables, and the first one is your water leaf, which is also known in my tribe as Ikong. And this is what it looks like. So I decided to show you guys this in its raw state so I can also show you how to cut it and the size of water leaf you're expected to cut when you're making Edika Ikong soup. And for those of us that are abroad in the diaspora, you're probably wondering what is a good substitute for Ikong, aka water leaf. You can also use spinach. So if you are over there, you can use spinach as a good substitute for this. Now the second leaf we're going to be using is our ugu leaf, also known as pumpkin leaf. It's a ugu leaf. So what is ugu leaf? Let me ask my mother. Babe, young baby can me. It is known as Ikong. So that is what we have here, and this is what the ugu leaf looks like. And this has already been washed. Now, as the years progressed and I kept making this soup, one day I just experimented. I had leftover uziza and I used it in the soup, and it elevated the flavor of the soup so much that I added it to my recipe. So you can add this. Now this isn't compulsory, but if you have it, I would recommend that you add it and just even try and see if you like it. So I have here uziza leaf, and this is just the quantity you would need is just a garnish. What is the ratio of water leaf to ugu leaf when you're making Edika Ikong soup? And my honest answer to you, based on what I have practiced, is 60-40%. Now 60% to the water leaf and 40% to the ugu leaf. And the reason why is because water leaf tends to wilt, which means you need a little bit more of it when you are making this soup, because when you use it, a large chunk of it is going to wilt, you know, in the pot. So that is why you need more. So I would recommend that you use 60% water leaf and 40% ugu. So for instance, if you are buying 500 naira water leaf, which is supposed to be like one, you know, head in some places, I would recommend that you buy like 200 naira ugu. But now I'm going to show you how to prep your water leaf. You don't need to do too much here. We're just going to pick it up. So you want to pick up a decent amount. And for this one, we've already removed all the flowers for. But yeah. So here we are. It's important that your leaf, both your ugu and your water leaf, is very, very small. Like you cut it into very, very small pieces. Okay? So just focus on what I'm doing, because Nyeneke di mbakara sendi dan explain him. So make sure that your knife is sharp. If you see somebody nice in the market that can cut this for you, please let them cut it. But I make a nanga soup. Nam sure ke mama Ikong fo ane ke soup. Moko. Sorry, I'm going to be speaking small Efik and Ibibio inside this thing. I mean, see mix Efik Ibibio me. You're still going to run your knife through it, okay? So that you can get the perfect consistency. Now I recommend that you wash your water leaf before you cut it, because of how tiny it is. If you cut it first before you wash it, you're going to lose a lot of the leaf in the process of washing. So please wash first and then cut after. Mbok kasi kong. Nte si kong nanga fon, si kong nanga sup. Uriasi be name. It's from the Ikong you start to know. And Ikong me is perfect. So we are going to move on to the next one. So we'll hold this all together. Beremi. So you can see the difference in consistency for the leaf. This one is much tougher than Mama Yefa, no. Let me not see you cutting your own and it doesn't look like this. So I'm done with the vegetables. I went ahead to cut my uziza because the process is actually the same. And just take a look. Oh, I made a mess. But can you see? See how tiny this is? This is how the ugu for your Edika Ikong soup should look. So come here. My meat is cooked. The one more. I want you to pay attention to the consistency of this stock. It's very thick. Now, if you were making this as a one-pot dish, you would pretty much continue from here. I was boiling some snails here as well because I'm going to be using snails for this, and I didn't want to cook the snails with the meat. Now in this pot, I'm going to start with my palm oil. My tribe, we call this Adan. Atadan. Now we're not trying to fry anything here. Now we're going to proceed. Remember, I put my pepper in 2 stages, so this is the other half of the personal preference. If you want it spicy, you use more. If you don't want it spicy, you use less. We're going to now proceed to put our cooked meat into the pot. Stir. With adding my crayfish. And if you notice, I added the crayfish before I seasoned it because crayfish has a lot of flavor and taste, okay? So you want to do crayfish first before you proceed with seasoning, so you know how much. That way you prevent making salty food. So I'm going to take that my thick stock, can you see it? Just a little bit of it. So you can see what we are now putting here is not water, it's not watery. Mix. I'm just trying to let everything marry together. Next up, I'm going to be adding in the water leaf. To be adding in the uziza leaf because I need the flavors of that to come out. I'm going to add in my unshelled periwinkles and lafish. So with this in, we're going to give it a good mix. My oil, add the rest of my crayfish, 1 Gino Asun seasoning cube. Cover the pot and you're just going to patiently allow this water leaf to cook. Count number 1 to 70 and open the pot. You don't need to leave it here for 5 minutes or 10 minutes or 15 minutes so that it is green and it is fresh. Okay? I'll be right back. Okay, so what has happened to our water leaf? The water from it has been nicely released into the soup. So finally, I'm going to add in my ugu leaf. If you have any questions, you can ask me in the comment section, okay? It's your ugu, You don't need it to cook here for too long. Here behind this soup is that it's supposed to be fresh, it's supposed to be green, it's supposed to give you blood, you know, and all that good stuff. So the soup is ready. It was quick, well, kind of quick and easy to make. Now, if you have any questions, put them in the comment section. I'll be more than happy to answer you. With this recipe, if you follow it step by step, just as I showed you, I promise you, you would never have a problem making vegetable soup. Even your enemies, it can't stop this efere from being very sweet. Okay? If there's anything you want me to teach you how to make, you can also put that down in the comment section. I'm going to show you what it looks like plated with the swallow I'm about to make for my tasters to eat. So, was this helpful?